folks there. Hey. Maybe. There we go. And welcome to the Swarmcast. We got a new setup here. We're back here. Promise you. With the unusual suspects, not the usual suspects. Got Jamie Major over here. Brian Davis over there. Bryce Young over there. The tech master himself, Casey Massey, back there.
Hey.
Making sure everything is working. If you are watching on Facebook, share the video. Share it on your page so that all of the Yellow Jackets that don't know we're on tonight will see it. And want to offer just a very brief explanation. Tomorrow night is the Thomas County, the YMCA Sports Hall of Fame banquet. And Coach Rogers has to be there. I'll be there. A lot of the folks who enjoy watching this are going to be there. And instead of fighting that, and also you've got JV flag football going on.
Yeah, we got 4 games tomorrow. I'm going to do the first 2, and then Justin Quick's going to do the second 2.
Yep. So there's a lot of stuff going on there that we just didn't need to be fighting. So we figured it's just easier to move it to Wednesday. And it is the playoff edition. The opening round of the state playoffs is the Winder Barrow Bulldogs with 2 G's.
The good.
Yes. I think they're the Snoop Bulldogs coming in. And
For Rizzle.
Shizzle. That's it.
I knew it was coming.
And anyway, we're going to talk about Winder Barrow tonight. We're going to dive in head deep about that and give you a good look at what the Bulldogs are bringing to the table. We're going to talk to Coach Rogers, and this will be a very interesting conversation. It kind of got started today by accident. I was doing the Coach's Corner stuff with him for the tailgate show, or for the tailgate show that'll be on Friday night. And he mentioned something about the power rankings. And after hearing him talk about it, I kind of went, okay, I get it. I understand the lure of it. I want you to look at that blizzard hanging off Casey Massey over there. Look at that. Speaking of the blizzards, guys, lift those things up. Dairy Queen. And look at this fancy graphic that Casey did.
Wow.
Check that out right there, Gregory.
It's empty.
It's gone.
Yep.
Again.
Give us a lowdown on what we had there,
We
Jamie,
had
whoever you are.
a Butterfinger blizzard. We had a Butterfinger blizzard.
Past tense.
It was really good. Greg and the Curl crew over there doing a great job. As usual, Gracie had us fixed up tonight.
There you go.
Man, I am not even going to share what I did. But anyway, it was.
I'm going to share what he did.
Oh,
he went and got a French silk powin earlier.
Yeah.
He confessed to it. He confessed to it.
God, it's so good.
It's like we're in the middle of a confession. He's like,
Yeah.
If we do a blizzard bracket, God,
Yeah, we're
it's gonna
going
be
to.
hard to keep that.
We're
one
going
out.
to.
well, you got to get 32, so I can make a full bracket.
Well, and let's see. We could do it a bracket of 8.
I could do that.
What are we, halfway
I
there?
think we'll start it at the grade 8.
There you go. We'll have to go
But,
back and figure out who did what.
But Greg, thank you so much for all that you do for us, the live stream and the Swarmcast, and be super careful tomorrow. Greg and them's going to shoot some ducks tomorrow in Louisiana.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
that will be awesome.
And let's say hello to Kyle Massey. Kyle is recuperating from some surgery down in Jacksonville. And we want to say hello to Melanie Birch. Yeah, we are ready. Lakeisha Esther, Kenneth Hurst. And again, if you're watching on Facebook, share the video. Just click share and put it on your page. And that way all the Yellow Jackets you're associated with will know that we are on tonight. We're going to talk about the last round of Hall of Fame inductees that will be honored Friday night. And again, pretty sporty.
Yep.
We're going to get flag football updates. We'll talk about the basketball team. Basketball season started this week, and then we'll get our picks.
Got them 2 more wins last night.
That's what I know. That's what I know.
How about that?
Basketball's starting off on the right track.
Do it. Give it to me one time. Come on.
Get you some of that.
There you go. Patented.
We're cooking now. We're cooking.
With gas.
With grease.
And heat.
Oh,
Just
we might as well be frying fish.
This ain't
at
no
point.
canned heat neither.
No.
This
Hey.
is the real deal stuff here now.
That's a good band. And I want to share something with our folks last week that happened. When we were trying to figure out the name of this is what happens.
Here we go.
This is what happens. This is an example. If you want to know what a road trip with this crew is like, this is a microcosm of a road
It's
trip.
definitely road trip worthy.
Oh my gosh. So we're trying to figure out and remember the name of the Milton quarterback, which is Luke Nickel. Well, Pastor James Marable, a good longtime friend, he's on his phone trying to type that in. Well, he types in Luke Fickle, Fickel. Well, hold on. Don't put it up yet. Doggone your hide. Yeah. Well, anyway, so he knew that wasn't right, and I said Luke Fickle, and then he tried to retype it, and he wrote Luke Finkel. And then Jamie said, "Isn't that the guy who missed the field goal
Laces out
with the laces out against the Miami Dolphins?" And all three of us went, "What the heck?"
I know. And I'm gonna tell you, when I got the deer in the head, I was like, "Man, I'm in trouble."
Well, immediately clicked with me, and I'm like, "Oh, he's talking about."
But no, he
Ace
says,
Ventura.
he said that movie about them pets and them animals.
And the guy that looked for him.
Yeah, Mutual Wild Kingdom here. I mean, Lamar,
Kidnapped snowflake, you know.
that wouldn't have helped. But anyway, we finally figured out he was talking about Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and somebody wrote in that guy's name was Ray Finkel. Well, and then we figured out that it was Luke Nickel was the quarterback's name. Well, Jamie months ago asked to borrow a book from me that was written about Charlie Ward that I've had a part in helping put together. And I had brought it and handed it to Jamie, and it hit me on the way home. The author's name that wrote this book. All right, now Casey, put it up. Look at everybody. Look, John Finkel. John Finkel.
And
When that hit me, I nearly drove off the road. I was laughing so hard, and I called. Go ahead. Fill him in.
I want to you finish this because I want to comment about the reading that I've
The
done
book.
in this book.
Yeah. Oh my, it's awesome.
It takes me back.
Mm-hmm.
I can close my eyes and I feel like that I'm back in high school.
Mm-hmm. He did a fantastic job.
And just we live in such a historical part.
Mm.
There's so much like
Special,
with
man.
Pebble Hill
Mhm.
and God, the stuff in there on how Willard met Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make that stuff up.
Nope.
It's awesome.
Well,
If you have not had a chance to read that book,
put it up one more time, Casey, if you don't mind. If you have not seen this book, if you are a Thomas County Central fan, you may not even be a Charlie Ward fan, which I can't imagine how you couldn't be.
I don't know how the two don't coincide.
Yeah, but if you are a Thomas County Central fan, you owe it to yourself to read this book. And if you're looking for something Christmassy to give to a Yellow Jacket fan, you will not do any better than this. I mean, as Jamie's saying, it talks about stuff that happened before Charlie Jr. was even here, but it gives you perspective of how he is and what he is, the path that led to him being the Charlie
and I think
Ward.
the thing that makes it weird for me when I'm reading it, which it's nothing weird about the book, but I've read many books,
Mhm.
but I've never read one that I thought I was walking in.
That you
Because
lived
I
it.
lived it.
Yep.
I felt like I was
Part of it.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real weird. You know, it ain't like you're reading a book that was wrote up about Cape Cod up there or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where you live.
Yep.
And you start relating to, man, I've been there.
Well, it's part of your story.
So
And it's part of all of our story. Anyway,
it is unbelievable.
but I'm telling y'all, when I remember that it was John Finkel, and I'm not really making fun of the fact that it's John Finkel, but the fact that we had gone through all that, and then that was that guy's name, and I called Jamie and I said, "Have y'all left yet?" Because they were standing in the parking lot talking, and Jamie said, "No," and I said, "I want you to look at that book." And,
Tell me what you see. And
tell me who wrote that book, and he went, "You have got to be kidding me!"
And in true Randy form, it's like, now I want you boys to look at that.
Now looky here.
When he says, "I want you to look at this,"
It's
over.
You ever hear,
Game
if
on.
you're
It's
around
over.
Randy Young and he says, "Now, boys, I want you to look at this." You better start looking.
Earl Brooks is asking, go to Amazon. It is on Amazon, and you will not regret it, Earl. I'm just flat telling you.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Fantastic job. And my compliments to John Finkel. I mean, and because his research in this thing is just mind blowing. Okay, so let's talk football. Other than Ray Finkel and
Laces
Luke Finkel.
out. Laces out.
Winder Barrow comes in. They are the number 4 team out of Region 8. Or 3 team. That's right. Number 3 team out of Region 8. They have a 5-4 record. The 5-4 record is a result of Appalachia, the school that had the school shoot and stuff. That was technically a forfeit, but they just didn't count it.
Well, it come down. GHSA ruled it as a no contest.
Right.
And the way it worked, for their region rules, because sometimes in that situation, this is why you have those things in place.
Yep.
Region stated that, honestly, if Appalachia had been in Wandabaro's spot, they could have used it to their advantage too. So it basically got ruled as a victory when needed in region standings.
Yep.
So that's how they are able to get the spot they got.
So let's do this, Casey. If you can find those highlights, we're going to kind of give you guys
Look at them.
a behind-the-scene look, and these are highlights that I got from 3 different games off of Huddle, and you'll get a good look at them. Now, they hang their hat on their offense. Their offense is averaging about 30 points a game. But here's where the rubber kind of hits the road, and the issue is they're giving up 28 points a game. So their margin of error is very close. Go ahead and fire them off. So the leading guy on this team is their quarterback, and their quarterback is really, really good. He is a baseball player that is actually committed to the University of Georgia as a baseball player. Camden Hodge is his name. He has thrown for 1,810 yards and averaging about 225 yards per game. Big running back for them, Demetrius Dowdy. He has 1,404 yards on the season, averaging about 156 per game. He is a big physical back. He's got good size, good speed. Their line of scrimmage is solid. They've got a handful of guys, though, that are going both ways, and a lot of those are along the line of scrimmage. And based on what I have seen, I think attrition because of just, again, tiredness, and that's probably Justin Rogers right there. And we'll get his thoughts on it. Let's see if we got him here. Coach Rogers, you got me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How about y'all?
Good. We're sitting here watching some video of Wanderbaro, and I wanted to get your thoughts of what you see whenever you look at them now that you've had a chance to really dive in deep.
I mean, the biggest thing you see, they've got really good size. They've got good length at some positions too. Good running back, good quarterback, and anytime you got those two guys that are good, then you got a chance to have a really good football team. And that's what they got. The running back's a thick back, kind of reminds you of a Trey Brenton type, hard-nosed runner, downhill. Quarterback's a big-time baseball player and a real gritty player, willing to take shots and take chances of fitting balls in there, almost like a Brett Favre type mentality, and the fact that he ain't scared to try to fit a ball in there, so you got to be ready for it. All right, to throw that. Defensively, they're an 8-man front defense, 1 high safety, pretty much all night long. The free safety's a freshman, but very athletic, been offered by almost everybody. So really good player there in the middle of the field, just trying to play center field there. And so they try to get their numbers up in the box by having an 8-man front to kind of deter you from running the ball.
And you were telling me that the safety is a freshman. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, he's a freshman, highly talented, big, thick kid. I mean, he's a thick kid to be, as long as he is, his bottom half, you can tell he's got good size to him. Yeah,
what was kind of surprising, I was looking today online, and statewide, he is ranked as the top interception guy in the whole state in our class.
He plays center field. Yeah, that's him. He's right there in center field and just tries to rally, by playing a 1 high safety structure. They kind of tempt you into a lot of 4 vertical concepts, and he's sitting right there just trying to, break on balls when you throw them.
Now, when you look at their schedule, Coach, nothing really jumps out. And at least for me, that's a big advantage for us heading into this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's still a program on the rise. I mean, it's the guy I think's done a good job there. The head coach just got there, and the fact they've got better year in, year out, and still trying to really get a marquee win or a big statement for their program to build upon. And so we just got to make sure we're not that marquee win or statement that he's looking for.
Right. And it sounds like the weather and everything's going to be perfect. I'm excited about the home game. Man. That's going to be great.
Yeah, the weather looks like it's going to be a phenomenal night. I mean, the temperatures are dropping, and you could notice it today. Everybody who walked out this afternoon, you felt that cool front come in. And so I think it's just going to be an absolute wonderful night playing football. And it's always neat playing football once the time changes. And so you're getting to the stadium and the lights are on right from the jump.
Right.
And everything. That always makes for a great night as well.
One of the things I want to ask you about, Coach, and you and I kind of briefly talked about this today, and I want to jump into it fairly deep because I really, really appreciated your perspective on this thing of the power rankings. And in fact, Obadiah Farley, one of our viewers, has just asked if he thinks that what we've seen with the power rankings is going to be like a prototype for what we'll see with all classes from here on out. Share your thoughts on the power rankings, because based on what you were telling me today, you like them.
Yeah, I think as they're in that world now. Beforehand, I kind of got it because you wasn't in that world.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they've opened it up and they're in that world, and in classes 1 through 3, and they're exploring the power rankings, is something I feel like that'd be a good thing. And we've talked about this back even when I was at Griffin and stuff. You know how North Carolina does it and things like that. And the fact that once you get there, I like the idea of the region champs, being able to get something for that. So they get those 1 through 8 seeds and then rank them. And then you rank your teams. You don't have to worry about a universal coin toss, and you rank them out and you play it straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And so now there's a reward for winning, and you're trying to set it up so you get your best teams. I mean, I think everybody would say right now in 6A, Carrollton and Buford are two of the best teams in 6A. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Not that anybody else can't win the championship there, but I think everyone sees them as the clear-cut top 1 and 2, where they're going to play in the semis.
Right.
Right now, and the way this is set up. And then you take us for an example, going out playing Coffee in the 10th game of the season. I mean, you could argue that by Coffee losing, they actually got a better setup in the playoffs,
right,
where we win. And now you've got 4 teams in the top 7 of 5A that's in our little bracket now. And so now a team gets a benefit from losing.
Yep.
And that's the whole deal. You don't want to have a competitive deal. So I think as the GHSA gets into it and has some years under their belt in these next 2 years, I don't think it's far-fetched that you wouldn't see that just kind of go across the entire deal. And like I say, I think it's a good deal. And then also, you ain't got to worry about these coin tosses and all this other stuff. It's already set. And so everybody kind of knows. You make plans and move on, and you get rewarded for a great season.
Well, I think what you said a moment ago to me is the key to the whole argument. You're rewarded for winning. And
let me say this, though, also, not only are you rewarded for winning, but you're rewarded for being in a tough region.
Exactly.
All regions ain't created equal, homeboy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
All right. And so Region 7 and Region 2, which is still so weird for me to say, those 2 regions right there are tough now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, them other regions ain't the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's something to be rewarded for surviving and getting through that, even as a 2 seed.
Well, and to explain to our fans who may not really understand how it works, you're rewarded for your schedule, your wins and losses, your strength of schedule. I mean, the quality of opponent that you have faced, and the opponents they have faced. So, like for example, right now Thomasville is reaping the benefits of us having a really good year, even though they lost to us because they played us. That helps their power ranking. Same thing with Cairo. And you start adding all those factors in there, and I get it. And I'm with you. When I first heard about this thing, and I think all of us are kind of the same way, just let it be played on the field, doggone it, because we're all traditionalists. And I mean, everybody making changes, you're kind of raising an eyebrow to begin with. But this really makes sense because you're rewarding the teams that have earned it.
No, I agree. I just think it's, and like I said, I just think as they get into the weeds where they're at now, I think you'll see that. I really feel pretty confident. Now, I don't know if it'll come up, in 2 years, but before I get out of it, I feel pretty confident that this is the direction you'll see it headed.
Yep. Jamie, got anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
I've been able to look like we had a good week of practice, Coach. Looks like everybody's been really up for the start of the playoffs. It's kind of weird having an open date like that, but we had kind of gotten banged up. We played some really physical teams toward the end of the year, so maybe that come at a really good time.
Now, I thought it was unique for sure, having that open week right there. But I think it did a couple things. I mean, one thing, I do think it helps you with some soft tissue type stuff and fatigue that some of your guys may have had. I thought they handled it really well. We had 3 practices. We went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and not real long each day, but trying to make sure to stay with the muscle memory and maintain that. I thought the kids did phenomenal. And then the second thing it did is I think as coaches, it let us get ahead.
There you go.
Because I was able to the weekend before to really get ahead, not only on round 1, but potential round 2, and kind of get a lot of the office work, the busy work, the things like that done that I need to get done. That's going to kind of, it showed dividends this Sunday night. And if the good Lord willing, we win, it'll help me on the dividends this upcoming Sunday night, being able to kind of work ahead on some stuff. So that was a benefit as well, I think.
Absolutely. Coach, a fan asked a moment ago, and this goes back to the beginning of the season. Was there ever any explanation officially of how we became Region 2 when we've always been Region 1?
They were on that buttermilk when they came up with that. I ain't got no clue. I would say, you recall correct, them still Region 1. Then they got to 5A, and it was like, screw it. Make them Region 2.
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue. I almost wanted to appeal the regions, but not appeal to be moved nowhere, but just appeal the name.
Yeah. Because it's completely alien territory. Thomas County Central has always been Region 1 since the school was started.
Brother, if we ain't Southwest Georgia, I don't know what is.
Me neither.
You got a point. So basically tomorrow or Friday, here we go. Tomorrow, listen to me. I keep thinking it's Thursday because we're in here. Friday night sounds like just take care of our business, do our thing, and we should be good.
It sounds cliche, but that's pretty much every night.
Yeah, well, that's true.
We have a quality program. We have quality players. We have a quality fan base. If everybody takes care of their piece of the puzzle, from the players to the coaches to the fans, then, I always like our chances of, I don't care who we're playing. Yeah. And so we just got to worry about us week in, week out, and continue to improve every week. And that's the challenge with the boys right now. Is the hardest thing you'll do in your life is good to great. And right now, last year's bunch got that. And man, we got better every stinking week of the playoffs, man. It was just every week we improved in little fundamental and technique areas, because that's the thing. Everybody wants to win. Everyone wants to win Friday night. Everyone wants to win in the playoffs and move on. Everyone's got the
motivation
outcome goal. Yeah, the outcome goal, right? That's my goal, the outcome. I want that. The separating factor is going to be the process that the teams have going about it. That's what's going to separate you.
Yep.
Is everybody wants it. Everybody's got that goal of winning a state title. All 32 teams is in this thing.
Yep.
All right. Now, how do you handle Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, leading up that 7:30 kick? All right. That's going to be the determining factor.
Right.
And so we did a really good job of that last year, and we got to make sure we do a good job of Monday through Thursday handling business. So when it comes Friday at 7:30, you just flip the switch and roll. And so if we do that, we're going to be fine.
There you go. All right, Coach, listen, go enjoy your family on a Wednesday. We appreciate it, man.
Ain't no family on no Wednesday now.
Oh, that's right.
Office.
Yeah, you're looking at film.
Film on that. I'm grading practice film. So
there you go.
I just stepped out of the gym, been walking laps.
Well, go get your stuff done, man. We appreciate you calling in, and we'll see you out there Friday.
Yes, sir. Go Jackets.
Hey, man, take care, Coach. Yeah, they were on buttermilk. They were drinking buttermilk whenever they did that.
Buttermilk.
I don't know exactly what that means.
Flying that buttermilk
a curd. Dairy Queen. Shout them out, Jamie Majors.
Since I was there, I went ahead and got me a
drink.
A gut buster. The Dairy Queen Gut Buster Blizzard Cup. But that thing was good right there now. I got it full of Gatorade. Because I've had to rehydrate the last couple times we've been in here. It's been tough. Been cramping up. So
yeah,
good.
Yeah, it's good. We've got somebody asking about the student section at Thomas County Central.
What is the name of our?
That's a good question. I don't know that I've ever heard it referred to.
Now I've heard you say the shirtless idiots several times.
That's when it gets cold and you've got those painted folks running around and that's the shirtless.
I want to say it's the Swarm. Is what's above there.
Yeah.
The student section name, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I thought it was too.
I've never heard an official name, but and that's a good one. It's
or
as
a
good
reason.
as anybody. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else here?
I'll tell you, I want to give a shout out to them. They've been really awesome this year. They've been coming.
Oh my gosh,
and
student section's been awesome.
Support has been awesome. I love turning around and seeing y'all going crazy.
The Stinger Swag.
The Stinger Swag
section. Okay. Stinger Swag.
I like it.
I like it too. That's pretty
But,
cool.
You know, just a challenge for all those guys out there that want to paint up this week. You know, we're talking 40, so
Yeah, be
let me see
careful.
what you got.
And Chris White's the one saying, I never see the front of the student section, so I never see that banner. I didn't know that there was a banner down there, but now I do now.
Okay, good.
Do we
Yeah.
want to go ahead and address this for everybody knows the live stream
Yes, and
is happening this week.
Yep, I've got it written down right here.
Okay.
Go ahead and give them the details, Casey.
So this is how it works. GHSA owns the playoffs. So for us to be able to stream, because we do not use NHFS, which is GHSA's streaming platform,
The
in
official
total,
one.
yeah, we have to appeal each week. Most likely this will be the only week we will get to stream. Just depends on what GHSA lets us do.
And I guess
Since
it
we're
depends
the-
on who
Since
we're
we're
playing.
Since we're the home team, would be my assumption they're letting us do it.
Yeah.
Well, let me,
Which is 2 years ago we got to do the same thing. 'cause
Right.
we were home.
see, this is something that now I don't want to get. I don't want to step on no toes,
Mhm.
but I don't understand how GHSA says they own this when they don't have nothing
Nothing.
without somebody playing on that field.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't explain that. I don't know.
They don't own anything. I
Mhm.
don't understand how they would claim that because they
Mhm.
can't do anything without the two teams that will be playing on that field.
Yeah,
Correct.
Well,
So,
it's probably
Are you saying that we don't get any cut if they decide to hey, this is ours?
I don't
When
know.
people
It's-
pay
it
in,
probably-
do
it's,
they get a
probably-
cut?
It probably depends on what are the games there are, and are you like one of the best of the week?
It's
probably.
well, no, it's a contractual agreement between the school and the GHSA. When you're a member of the GHSA, as a part of the agreement, is at a certain point when they're in charge of pretty much everything else. There's no outsourcing for the refs. There's no outsourcing. It's their stuff. That's where it all comes into play. It's a contractual thing.
It's like it's in the bylaws.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's
and
in the
whenever you
bylaws.
become a
Yeah.
member
Yeah.
of the Georgia High School Association, you agree to that. I mean, it's just that's the way it is.
You'll
Now,
have an ACC or SEC game in a week. When you're in the playoffs, it's the NCAA football playoff or whatever you want to call it. It's just a contractual thing.
Yeah.
Is all it really comes down to.
And
As
it
far as
only
them saying
and
they
it
own
only
it.
hurts the program
well,
when the money only goes to the
yeah, I don't have.
GHSA, unless
To a
they're-
nonprofit
unless
organization.
they're giving that money back, trickling it back.
There is some form of
Yeah.
give back to the schools.
and I'm sure, and I don't
Yeah.
know, so I
Yeah, I don't
hope
either.
I didn't step
Yeah.
on no toes.
Yeah.
No,
but
no,
it
no.
just
That's
don't
a
make
legitimate
lot of
Oh,
point.
sense.
it's
That's a
a
good
legitimate
question.
question because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand how that aspect
I
works.
mean,
From our standpoint with radio, we have to pay to be able to broadcast through the radio station. Same thing for the fact of the GHSA now has dictation of the games and their broadcasting rights.
Yeah.
It's a contractual thing. Pay to be able to do it, and that's how it all happens. But it all comes down to just contracts and the business that
it
is
just-
high school football.
it just squashes all the smaller towns.
Yeah.
It takes all that from them.
Well, let me say this real quick. If you're watching on Facebook, please share the video. Just share it on your page so that the Yellow Jacket fans know that we're on. The biggest thing, and Chris White just nailed it. I mean, just have your rear end in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
right.
come to the game and
Yeah.
support the team, and then you don't have to worry about it. And the thing is this: you will be able to listen to it on the radio. You'll be able to listen to it anywhere you go through the
Yeah.
live stream through the radio station, even if the video live stream is not available.
Right. You can, and I believe CNS is doing what they usually do. If you happen to have CNS, you can watch it on Thursday night.
The replays.
Yep, the replay. So, I mean,
Yep.
So
you don't get to be there. You can
so-
still see it.
outside of the box.
Yep.
Say if somebody's on an aircraft carrier or if they're
Mhm.
on the other side of the planet,
Or
they're
rig out in
wanting
the Gulf
yeah,
of
they're
Mexico.
wanting to tune into the game. I guess they go.
They go to
the
NHFS.
Yeah, that's good
Okay,
to
so
the
they
other
can still buy.
broadcast.
They can
They
still
can
watch
still
it.
buy it.
Okay,
It just
Um,
would not be our broadcast.
It's
of
a
it.
The key to
it's a different
remember
website to buy
is
it on.
Mhm.
the key to remember is when you're done watching the game and the playoffs, end your account.
Oh yeah,
So
you have
that
to,
you're
it's a
not paying-
subscription. It's a
It's a
subscription
monthly
based.
subscription.
So will they have cameras to film all the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
last.
Yes.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
last.
So,
year.
like for instance, just saying
the-
hypothetically, if we go to Rome next week, Rome is, I believe, an NHFS
NFS,
team,
Yep.
which means that chances are likely that game will be broadcasted. Which basically says that's why we don't broadcast
Yeah.
because since we use Huddle, it's a competing
Yeah.
broadcast source against the official broadcast, which is NFHS.
So leads us into why they were freaked out when we got there early last year.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking all the questions
Mhm.
about
Yep.
what y'all got going on.
Right.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
we walked in with a
Yeah.
lot of equipment, and I don't think that's what they see
Yeah.
normally. And they were kind of again thrown out of kilter.
Oh, it
because
was
it's
guys
their
in
game.
suits. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was suits.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
but I mean,
Men in Black
that
coming up.
it's part of it. It's contractual stuff, and ultimately, it's just like college football, just
Mhm.
like the NFL. High school football is a business. I mean, it is a
Yep.
very lucrative. It's not just high school football, but high school sports in general. But you have to have an organization to be able to put it all together, and that's where the GSSA does
right.
come in play, where they say we're putting all this together, but we own this portion of it.
And Lakeisha asked her, yes, we will be on the radio.
Yeah, the radio
yes.
will
The
still be
radio's
going the
totally
whole
different.
time.
Yeah, the radio's totally
That's
different.
a whole nother
The
contract.
hometown radio stations are still
Yeah.
very much in that loop.
And like you said about the small team or small towns,
Yeah.
the rebuttal to that is the how much you pay to broadcast is actually based upon your listening.
Yep.
How many people listen? So you do have a little bit of a downplay if you only have if you have a small school with a small amount of listeners, they do pay less to broadcast than you would have a very large area.
And it's a week by week thing.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
could do it, and may not. Probably won't do it next week, but we could do it.
Yeah.
If we come
The-
home,
the
and
we
live
come back
stream,
home.
the live stream,
because
yeah.
we would be the ones.
Well, we're
that
not
hosting
we're
it.
not an empty
NFHS.
Yeah,
No.
we're not
Oh,
that.
No,
Right.
we're
But
huddled.
we're the
Huddle.
only.
So they're going to depend on us to get that stream out.
That's right.
Yeah.
For those games that we're at home.
I
Yeah.
got you.
And I've been asked many times, and again, we can go into this real quick. I don't want to dwell on it. Why we're doing huddle is because the school system gets a bigger cut of the profits. I mean, that's it. The sharing is more friendly toward the schools.
But to be honest, it's our product.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
It's our school. It's our team.
Yep.
It's
Well, the
our-
NFHS, I mean, they're providing a platform to be able
Yeah.
to deliver
Now,
that stuff.
Deliver.
now
Yeah.
on that site last year, I know because I did not go to Rome with you guys. You have to when you look for our game, you have to look
For the
for
home team.
Rome's
Yep.
Yeah.
account to
Yeah.
watch our
Right,
game.
right,
Yeah.
right. You have to look up
So
for the home
it's
team.
a little confusing.
Yep.
I bought the subscription. I was like, hold on just a minute.
Yep.
Right.
Where do I go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's an explanation for you. This week it will be live streamed because we're
Yeah.
the home team. You'll be able to watch it video, the whole thing. But next week, if it works out the way that we think it is, and we're going to get into the brackets here in just a second and talk about. Let's see what Jamie talked about different last year. We win the ship. So, Mr. Jamie, are we different this year?
As far as the team,
Lakeisha, you asking if the team is that what you're asking? If the team is different? I'm not sure. I'm I'm following what you're asking there.
if I'm hearing your question right, in my opinion, you're looking at a way younger version of ourselves from last year.
Right. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Should I be talking about final result? What you think? we're
Can
gonna
we,
do?
like Coach Rogers said, if we keep capitalizing on the things
Yeah.
Keep turning that corner.
and building from good to great,
Yep.
All the
this-
tool,
all of it's there.
all the parts are there, and we know this. If you're a fan of this football program, coming into the season, we had question marks about our defensive line. We weren't real sure about that, and we had some question marks in the secondary. And I think that those two position groups have turned out to be strengths.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I will say this: as far as offense to offense,
Mhm.
I feel like we're in as good a shot position as we were,
mhm.
or maybe better.
At this time
I do.
last year,
I think we're, not to say anything bad about last year's team at all, but I think we're a little ahead of where we were wide receiver wise
Mhm.
in our length
Yeah.
Mhm.
and all that.
You got
Yep.
more isolated weapons there on that.
And Trey Brenton was unbelievable.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
was the man.
Yep.
But our backfield hadn't
Mhm.
dropped off much.
Yeah. between
Uh,
Deuce and
The
AJ for
only
sure.
the only place that I see on the offense of where we've had to continue to get a little bit better is our offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go you one further. It's tight end.
And tight end.
Yeah, because and that was another question mark. But Gary Pringle has filled
Yeah.
that question very,
Yeah.
very favorably. But you don't get Malachi Thomas's every other year.
No,
I mean, you're
no.
talking a special athlete
Yeah.
That's right.
who, to me, Coach Rogers, if there has been an example of what this coaching staff can do in developing a football player, it's Malachi Thomas.
Oh yeah,
And it shows because as a true freshman, you can watch him play on Saturday.
Yeah.
absolutely.
No question.
On a
big-
top 15
on a
team
big
or top
time
20.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now on defense, I
Mhm.
think we're way younger.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got key positions just about at every level of your defense. That's very capable of being just as good as last year.
Mhm.
Yep.
But I think I've seen the most growth on that side.
Mhm.
As
No
far as
doubt.
maturity.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
They have matured after the Lee County game. I'm telling you, the team's been different.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if our big head came back down to the ground
Yep.
or what happened.
Which needed to happen.
Or
It's just everybody stepped up and done a good
Yeah.
job of
And,
it. And
I hope nobody takes that the wrong
Well,
way.
No,
I don't
We were
know
flying
where
pretty
if it
good,
was
you know,
if it
and
was that or if it was just the fact that all of a sudden the pressure of having to keep the winning streak alive
That's right.
just was relieved, and then all of a sudden the pressure off your back comes
I've
down, and
seen
you're able
mo-
to just play football.
I've seen more team
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yes, exactly.
since that happened.
Big time.
And I've heard Coach Rogers say a couple times too that he's seen the team
hmm
maybe gel a little bit better.
If
because
and if anybody
you come
down south, go
together,
back to
either
House
you're gonna
County.
split out or you're gonna come
Well,
together
yeah.
when you
There's
win something like
Two
that.
things that jump out to me about that. The first thing is I think our guys, for lack of a better way of putting it, needed something to respond to.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
You go back, Coach Rogers said last year, one of the biggest factors in our success last year was the Roswell game in 2022 because it left such a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. And we should have won that football game. And everybody in the place, including the Roswell folks, felt we should have won the football game.
Yeah.
But we didn't. And because of that, there was a burr under the saddle from the first moment you started working on 2023. That burr wore smooth because you had so much success.
Yeah.
Now you had a burr under your saddle. You had a reason to push a little harder.
to go back to that team could have won the state title too.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Yeah.
question in my
I
mind.
tell you.
Oh, yeah.
No, but here's the second factor. Coach Rogers and his coaching staff felt that we were playing tight. And after the Lee County game, instead of clamping down on them, they said, guys, let's have some fun here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's open this up a little bit. This is supposed to be a fun game.
Yeah.
And you can tell it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Houston
But
County was the epitome of that to
Yeah,
me.
with the youth, that makes it easier.
It resonates a whole
Yeah.
lot better.
Resonates.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this too, I think we're playing fast
Mm-hmm.
instead of thinking a lot.
Yes.
You can tell those kids.
It's emotion
That's, you know,
and
you
instinct.
cannot think and play the game.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Not at the
it's
speed
a
you need to be
reaction
playing.
game,
Yep.
you know?
And from
Yep.
what I can tell too, one of the best parts about this defense in particular is that, I'm going to say one guy is just as happy as that another guy made a play versus then he
Absolutely.
doing it. He has got the
Absolutely.
same
Yeah.
reaction. And
Yeah.
it's great to see that everybody's, supports everybody out there.
Great
and
example.
and I want to say too, we've got a brand new coach, Coach Winston. So those players had to learn to learn him, and
Yeah.
he's had
Yep.
to learn
Yep.
them.
Yep.
Right.
So I just think that when we got in that tough crack against Lee, and you still look at that game and you're like, we got beat 35-23.
Yep.
And we threw 3 interceptions and fumbled once
And had a pick six.
and had a pick 6.
And we're talking about a team that's
Nationally ranked.
yeah, that's
So
gonna go deep, really deep
mean,
in the
so-
playoffs.
I mean, I'll take a
Yeah.
wake up call like that. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, to Bryce's point about the support from the team, to me, one of the best examples of that was in the coffee game. Whenever you had D. Reddick, who had returned a punt for a touchdown, he gets hurt. Then Kobe Carnage comes in. He gets a punt. The first person to congratulate him on the sidelines was D. Reddick. The first guy.
But
And-
I'm going to tell you something. D. Reddick's going to be the first guy if you miss a tackle
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
or if you fumble a football. He's
Absolutely.
going to be the first one to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either
And
he's
he'll-
picking you up or he's coaching you.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
senior leadership.
Yeah.
That's
He'll,
senior
and he'll
leadership.
give them their flowers too, because if a corner
yeah.
makes a good defensive play, he's gonna go out there and
Oh, yeah.
hype them up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No question. So
He's awesome.
we're in a good spot. I mean, that's really the bottom line for all of our fans. We're in a really good spot. And to me, it's a matter of us turning that corner. And I think Coach Rogers nailed it. I mean, we have been a very good football team. They challenged them after the league game. Do you want to be elite or you just want to be very good? And that is a corner that you've got to turn. And it has felt like the last handful of weeks we've been turning that corner.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anyway,
And if y'all wanted, I mean, we could point out every defensive player on that defense as good as they've been playing after
Mhm.
the the Lee County game.
With every single one of them, I thought about this last week. Almost every single defensive player we have brought up as a potential MVP in all these games.
Yeah.
Every one of them. It hasn't been just one guy.
Yeah.
But you know the part to me, we knew how good our linebacker.
Rubo, yeah,
Rubo was
yeah,
going to be.
yeah.
We knew how good D. Reddick was.
Yep. Cam Brooks.
We knew how good Cam was.
Yep.
They've been there.
Yep.
But for Halt, for Flournoy to step up like where he's at,
The Twins.
the Twins, I mean, they're
Amari.
sophomores. They're going to kill me for telling them, but they're just babies.
Yeah.
And we're expecting so much
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Jermaine,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah.
good, man.
he's man.
It's just
Yep.
over and
And
over.
the
Number
thing
11,
with that situation with Okoye,
Okoye,
Yeah,
look at
absolutely.
the season he's had.
Yeah.
with Jermaine coming in on certain packages and then having to relieve when D
Is
comes
hurt or
out.
something.
I think Jermaine's done great.
He's
he's-
done fantastic.
when you don't have that.
Last year
When
too.
you don't notice it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing because what immediately they're going to do is go after that kid right
Yeah,
there.
let's challenge him.
You know, he's replacing.
He's not D. Reddick.
and then what do they go after him because they did on several plays, and he makes good plays.
Makes a play.
Yep.
But it goes back to D too because he and D are constantly talking on the sideline.
Yep.
And when he comes off, or when D comes off, they're conversating about what D saw or what Jermaine saw, and it goes a long way because we talked about it at the very beginning of the season. Who is going to step up and give that leadership? We knew Rubo would. We had an idea that D would, but I'm going to tell you the way that has taken place and
Yep.
at the right time now is what sets this team apart
Just-
as far as going in the playoffs.
Just remember this, guys. We had one returning starter on offense at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
One.
That's it.
You had 4,
On defense.
really 3 on defense. You had folks that had played and started, but as far as the go-to guy, there were really 3. So out of 22 guys on that field, 18 of them were in a starting position for the first time ever. That we have done as well as we have done with that circumstance, that shows you how these guys are getting coached up. And their buy-in.
Yep.
Their
It's-
buy-in.
It's there.
It's awesome.
And if you ever want to just be down there when the defense comes off the field after they gave up a score and see what that looks like.
Well, and Ashley Sewell makes the point of Cam Simon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking a guy there that has had so many injury issues, and and he's been a star at times. I mean,
You get Cam's missed some games.
Cam Brooks been
Cam's
banged up.
nicked up.
Yeah.
Cam Simon comes in, does the job.
Dude,
Yeah.
Cam Simon's got some length on him, man. He
and
is.
we ain't even talked about the unicorn.
Oh, I know.
That guy's probably the hardest hitter that I've seen.
Long time.
Probably Ray Torrey-ish.
Talking about
Maybe
Amari
Chris
Stevenson.
Daniels.
Yep.
He's kind of a Chris Daniels kind
He's
of
a
guy.
throwback. He's a throwback.
He's got some what the coaches like. He's got a little
Little savvy to him, little cockiness,
mhm.
little edge.
Well, I'm trying to think of the word, but it might get me in trouble. But he ain't at all.
Yeah.
That
He's not cocky.
Mm.
No, just confident.
But Chris Daniels,
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Chris because they've had to change the game on how you hit people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Daniels would have never survived in that game.
No, you're right.
But
You're right.
he reminds me a lot of him because he's big like that.
Ricky Vanderhall said it to you, hey, by the way.
Rick, I hope you chilling out and just with that big old 85-inch TV you got in there.
Good night.
Man,
right,
I'm
so-
gonna tell you, there is nothing you can go wrong with an 85-inch TV. Rick.
No.
Why don't you bring up the 5A bracket, Casey, and let's dive in. Excellent discussion, guys, by the way. Fantastic.
I love it.
So this is the 5A bracket, and Thomas County Central, and this is where we're going to focus, is that lower left-hand corner. And it is loaded. Of course, you see at the very, very top, Winder Barrow and Thomas County Central. Then you got Glen Academy and Rome.
Which is going to go upset Rome.
Ryan seems to think that there's a possibility of that happening.
Rocky Hidalgo always has something up his sleeve. I meant to ask Coach about that too, because to hear Coach talk about Coach Rock, I don't know if they used to coach together, they know each other, but Rocky Hidalgo, which is the head coach of Glen Academy, always tends to have something up his sleeve when he gets into the playoffs. And every once in a while, they'll just go in and all of a sudden they'll shock the world. But the thing that makes Glen just kind of hard to defend is the fact that you don't ever know what he's going to call. I
Yeah.
mean, it is. He's kind of like the Les Miles. I'd like to say that kind of coach of
He ain't the grass and everything.
not eating grass, but he's a Mad Hatter of just. I mean, he's a black belt in Taekwondo. I mean,
Oh, wow.
he's yeah. And so
He
he
throw it against the wall and see if it sticks.
Hey,
That's a coach you don't want to make mad.
no,
I can tell you that.
But so that one has some interest to me. Do I think Rome will take care of business? Yes. Do I think Glenn has a chance to maybe make a
Shock
little
the
bit of
world?
noise up there? Sure.
I
Why
hope
not?
They do.
I trust
hope
me.
They do.
I would much rather have Glen Academy at home than I would have Rome on the road, but I'll
Yeah.
take whatever I get.
Well, then
Yeah,
you look.
I'll take whatever too.
You look under that, you got River Ridge and Roswell, which Roswell has really come on at the end of the season. They defeated Gainesville and gave Milton a pretty good game. And then you got Dunwoody and Hughes. So as Coach Rogers said, you've got 4 of the top 7 teams in the state right there in that quadrant. Now, Obadiah Farley is asking the question, is there a chance that we could have another home game down the road? And the answer is yes. And I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the Roswell River Ridge game there, which I think Roswell's going to be a prohibitive favorite to win that, they as a number 2 team from Region 7 would probably face Hughes, Langston Hughes, which is a very good team, the number 1 team out of Region 3. I think that's a toss-up, personally, between those 2 teams if they get there.
Did you run that in the projection thing?
I did. I'm not getting into the Cal Prep stuff. But
well, you're the one that does it. Well, you might as well get into it.
I will. Just give me a chance. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. The computer simulations. The computer simulations have Hughes winning that ball game by 3 points. But anything can happen when it's that close.
Let me tell you.
There is some error.
That was my point behind
I
it.
think this is my opinion. I'm gonna say there's a 7. I'm gonna go on a limb because I like Roswell to beat Hughes. You know, if both teams get there, I'm gonna say it's probably a 70% chance Roswell wins. That's my opinion.
Okay,
And then-
now if that
so
happens,
then it's 50-50.
if that happens, right? If that happens, you've got Roswell and Thomas County Central who are both number 2s.
So we'll go on the road then.
No,
No.
Looking at
no.
GHSA.
Well,
Now
It's
that's after a
it's
universal coin toss.
we could possibly, possibly.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Which I do like the universal coin toss versus the isolated coin toss because and then at least I know. Okay, well,
You know what you got from that point
right,
forward. Yep.
right.
It's not week to week and team to team.
And I want to say they announce it
the week before.
the week before.
the
Yeah,
week of.
yeah.
So it would be the week of round 2.
Yeah.
Is when you
You
find
either
out.
do that or you hope Rome loses Friday,
Right.
Or you get home second.
But
round.
then
So then go past that. And again, now we are doing some serious looking ahead here. But if you go past that, then you probably are looking at Thomas County Central as your quarterfinalist or your semifinalist then, once you get past the winner of the Roswell Hughes game. Go up top to that top left quadrant where you have Woodward Academy as a number 1 team. Then you got Lovejoy Sequoia, which is a number 2 team. Gainesville, which is a very good number 3 team. Brunswick as a number 1 team out of Region 1. Villarica, Jackson County, number 2 team out of Region 8. But then Coffee County is up at the top, and they're number 3. The computer simulations, for what they are worth, have Coffee County and Gainesville playing each other in the quarterfinals there. They are number 3 going into the playoffs. So if you are fortunate enough to get to the semifinals and that plays out, since they're number 3 and you're number 2, you'd be home for the semifinals. So there is a possibility. Now, it's remote. There's a possibility that 3 of the 4 rounds could be at the Jacket's Nest.
I'll take it.
Now that's
I love
slim.
Now, I'm saying that's what
That's slim, but
there
it's
is a
possibility.
possibility. And
Hey,
it's like
You say there's a chance.
I was going
There's
to
a
say
chance.
it's like Dumb and Dumber. You're saying there's a chance, but there is a
That's
chance.
right.
Chris White talking about Glen Academy, the Red Terrors. I'll do you one up. They're also the oldest high school in the state of Georgia.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Golly.
Just-
Well, that's cool.
Just another testament of a spring and an upset.
Yeah. Seniority.
They've got experience.
It's
I'm
gonna
with-
keep-
let me tell you,
Hadn't we
I'm with it.
played? Didn't we go
Yeah,
over there
we-
and play them when
well,
they
they
had
came
the
here.
bad boy quarterback?
They came here.
Went to Mississippi State.
No, that was Richmond Academy.
Richmond Hill.
Mhm.
Or Richmond Hill. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Okay,
gosh. Yeah.
I'm thinking way out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was what? I'm gonna get off topic. Who was the quarterback's name?
I cannot remember, but I know that
Trying to
He
It
was
was
a
awesome.
running quarterback, could throw it pretty
He was a
well.
white boy, right?
That big, tall white
Oh
kid.
man, what
Dude,
was
he
his
made-
name?
How many years ago was it?
I
roughly?
can't. Hey, at halftime we were winning 7-3.
That's the one. It was Ashley Henderson, right? When we went up there.
Yeah.
No,
Was
No,
it-
no, no, no. That
Coach
was
Shaver.
Shaver.
Yeah.
Was
So,
it
2012.
Calais got hurt.
No,
He blew his knee out, and we had to use.
That's when Adam.
Was
blew
it
his knee out.
Fitzgerald?
that was Adam. Adam
Adam.
Choice had gotten
Yeah.
hurt. We were
And
using DeAndre Cooks.
DeAndre
Was it-
had to play quarterback.
Was the quarterback Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
Fitzgerald.
And I remember
Nick Fitzgerald.
Nick,
right?
Nick.
Nick Fitzgerald. That's
Yeah,
it.
he was the one that
remember-
got hit in the helicopter at Mississippi State. Got launched in the air.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's it.
So coming off the field at halftime, 7-3, and I'm feeling pretty good. We're
Mhm.
playing good defense. I'm telling you, I'm like, this dude ain't gonna beat us. This daggone white
Shoot.
poor quarterback.
Running quarterback.
So at halftime, I'm going in, I'm feeling good, and one of their fans is standing there at the corner, and he says, "That white boy's gonna get y'all in the second half." Now I laughed, man. I laughed.
Yeah, he
By the
did.
third play, he broke a 70-yard touchdown
And
we
outran
could
ev-
not
Yep.
freaking catch him
Yep.
for nothing.
Outran everything.
I said, "Well, I guess that's it."
Yep. You just saw it.
But that dude was good. Now
So go up to the top right of your bracket, and honestly, I don't see anything in this quadrant to challenge Lee County. Lee County's
County.
down at the very, very bottom.
who's at the top?
Let's see if I can
At the
get
very
to it.
top,
Tri-Cities,
Tri-Cities.
number 4 team out of
I don't
or number
know.
3 team out of Region 4.
I think it's pretty clear cut who's probably going to make
Yeah.
it through on the top and bottom
Wow,
on the right
that's-
side.
They're representing 3 cities though, so clearly they may have some advantage here.
I'll
But
tell you what. Now
you got
How about
Tri-Cities,
Noonan?
Noonan. They are number 2 team out of Region 3. Lanier,
Okay.
Sprayberry's the number 1 team. Sprayberry scored a lot of points.
Okay.
Effingham County, East Paulding, Habersham Central, and Lee. There's
Is on the entire right side? Is there any more than 2 you see meeting? Honestly,
I'm going to tell you this: when you go down to the bottom right,
Okay.
I honestly believe that Houston County's got a chance to make some noise. I really do.
I think from that
I mean,
bottom.
yeah,
I
but-
think from that bottom right, that will be one of the 2 teams that meet Milton.
I agree with you.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree that, but I think I know who comes out on top though.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what I meant by that statement.
Agreed.
Anyway.
There is no question that the left side of the bracket is the tougher side of the bracket. There's
Now,
no question.
You know who Clark Central's head coach is?
I do not.
He was Georgia's baseball coach that led them to the College World Series when they played Fresno State in 2008.
Really?
Yep. And I forget his name right off the top of my head. Anyway, so he got out of coaching baseball and he went and started coaching football at Clark Central.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's
Well,
who
you
the
got a
head coach
challenge
is.
Friday. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, bottom right side, you got Clark Central, which is the region champion for Region 8. They will host Houston County, which the computer simulates Houston County winning that game.
That's going to be a good one,
Yep.
and it may or may not be a pick we're going to talk about here in a few.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got some games to pick in just a little bit.
Also,
David Perno is his name.
Perno, okay.
Yep.
I remember that name. So if you
Dave.
look at the bracket, no question Thomas County Central's in the toughest quadrant, but you're not going to tell me that what we may see this year is going to be any tougher than what we saw last year.
But here's the thing. You can look at that quadrant all you want, but they ain't but a couple of them teams you can play.
Yep.
They're gonna knock each
Yeah,
other
they're gonna-
off. I mean,
Yeah,
we're-
they're going to thin out pretty
well,
quick.
but you will get it. Well, you'll get the best shot of 2 of them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So
I agree.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's a look at the bracket, and if let's see, we don't pull any of the rest of them up, Case. We don't need to dive into all those other
Well,
ones.
that being said, if you look at our quadrant where we're at, I will fully believe if we make it out of our quadrant into the semifinals, we can beat anybody.
I was
in front of us.
fixing to say that
Yeah.
because I think 110%. I agree with
The-
you.
If we make it out of our
Mhm.
quadrant, we absolutely deserve
yeah,
to be there.
we'll be done seeing some folks. now.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we're definitely in the hardest quadrant on the hardest side of the bracket
No doubt.
for sure.
No doubt.
But I do like the fact that if you make it out of it, there's a pretty good possibility that you can meet a like seeded team or lesser to be able to host again.
Man,
As a 2 seed, that's all you can ask for.
That's right.
you know, this is
That's right.
extremely looking forward. But how awesome would it be to play Lee County in Atlanta up there? How awesome would that be?
Well, I'll go you one further. I would love to see us play Roswell.
Mhm.
Oh, me too.
I think that if they could get by Hughes and us see Roswell, if we get that far, there would be you talk about that burr under the saddle thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of payback waiting right there. Just saying.
Which Rome is probably saying the exact same thing
Oh,
we're
yeah,
saying
no
right
doubt.
now.
No
So-
doubt.
Yeah.
sir.
No
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
Thanks to Dairy Queen.
Absolutely.
DQ.
Yes, sir.
Here comes that fancy graphic that Casey made. There you go.
Bam. Get you some of
Well,
that.
and tell us what the blizzard was there,
Oh,
Jamie.
it was Butterfinger.
Ooh.
Nobody better
Everybody's
lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Well,
everybody's,
we can. It's gone.
everybody's cup sounds empty.
It's like Daisy. A dollop will do.
That's good stuff.
There we
I'm
go.
telling you.
The funny
I
thing
like
is, you've never touched sour cream.
What are you talking about?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of every other thing.
What I
God,
say? I ate like a half a tub on each taco.
That's the truth.
Can't tell.
Half a tub on each taco. There's a
a half
country,
a tub of tacos.
That's
Actually,
country song.
whole country song.
I'm gonna
waiting
give
to
him a
happen.
shout out because I get the squirtable packets. You seen those? You can just draw it on there. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
He's
Make a
painting
design.
smiley faces on his tacos.
That's
Telling
it.
you.
And by the way, again, if you're watching on Facebook, please share the video on your page so that all the Yellow Jackets, because
Absolutely.
we're 8 o'clock
I was
already.
thinking about
Yeah.
ranch. Is
Good
what I was thinking about.
gracious.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
That's all.
I'm gonna get torched on here for that. No, I don't eat ranch.
We want to thank or congratulate Coach Bill Shaver, Gwen Thomas, and Scott Neesmith from Thomas County Central, who are going to be inducted into the Thomasville Sports Hall of Fame, the YMCA Sports Hall of Fame tomorrow night.
Okay.
Gwen, of course, was the center on the 1986-87 basketball teams that made it to the state championship. At least in my opinion, the best basketball team I've ever seen wear blue and gold, guys or girls.
Good now.
And she was a Hall of Fame player at Georgia Southern. And then, of course, Scott Neesmith was the starting center back on the 1975 and 76 football teams under Coach Wilroy Cooley, all region both seasons. And then Coach Bill Shaver. I mean, Coach Shaver is the second winningest coach in Thomas County Central history and had a fantastic run as an offensive coordinator, won 3 or 4 state championships there and got us to several playoff runs as a head coach. So congratulations to all those Yellow Jackets. Now, Friday night for us in the Thomas County School Sports Hall of Fame, Gwen is going to be inducted alongside Myron Guyton and Danny Copeland. And you're talking 3 of the greatest athletes that have ever called Central High School home.
Don't get no better than that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. So
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, that's going to be very, very cool. And we're looking forward to that as well. So that'll happen Friday night before the game, about 6:55, so everybody can get out there and be a part of that. Flag football, real quick. Varsity has been off, travels to Baker County next Tuesday for games against Colquitt and Baker. Then next Thursday, go to Marietta to play the Pope and South Cobb. Sorry. I've always wanted to do that, but we've never played Pope before. So, and then the JV championship.
With these monitors, nobody even knew what you were.
Well, I
didn't know if you went high enough with
I was
it.
poping.
Played the Pope.
You need to quit poping around.
Do you want to talk about the JV
Yeah.
championship?
So tomorrow will be like I said, same format as the rest of everything. You'll have 4 games total. You'll have game 1, game 2, determines the 3 and the 4 seed, and then the 1 and the 2 in the championship to be last. I believe the Yellow Jackets play in the first game, and then they'll have 2 more teams. I believe it's us, Baker.
Well, no, I've got it right here. It says
Thank you.
Valdosta, Colquitt, and Lowndes.
That's right. That's
Good
right. Yeah,
gracious.
and Baker's out. Yeah.
Okay, so Central will play Valdosta at 4, Colquitt and Lowndes play at 5, and the winners will play for the JV championship at 6.
It's fun. It is.
Oh,
it
my
really
gosh,
is a
it's
lot of
fun. Yes, it is.
So,
absolutely.
the speed of the game is so exciting. It's fun. It's not the easiest thing to call from a PA. It is because you can't word everything the same.
Yeah, the rules are just different enough that it
And
throws a curveball
because
into it.
You got a girl that threw a lateral to so-and-so, and then it went to here. The ball will exchange hands sometimes up to 5 times in one play.
Right.
And all you have to do, basically what I do is say, the last person that had the ball is who's getting announced.
Well, that's how it goes. That's how they get written down on the stat card.
Yeah, and there's no yardage either. So you're saying, for short gain, long gain, you really.
So you could say, and she takes the ball, she turns to the right, she throws it number 5, she throws it number 2.
And then I'll be getting a call from RFD TV to announce the next cattle
I was
auction.
going to say, Joker's auctioneering. So, but now he's not doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
He's just kind of announcing.
Just doing the
what's
regular
happening.
PA announcing still.
good.
Like first down, Yellow Jackets.
Oh, man.
That's
But I
what-
can't say gain of 5 yards because there's no actual yard markers. I can assume it's close to 5 yards.
Yep.
But it goes
2
from
first downs.
there's 1, 2, and then touch. Yes, right. It's in
So-
20-yard spans. Yep.
Okay.
Brian
That's
Gibson.
pretty neat, man.
Yeah, Brian Gibson's watching from Alaska, and he says his weather is colder than our blizzard. He's probably got a blizzard
I
going on
guarantee
over
it.
there.
I'll
I
challenge
guarantee
you
it.
right there, Mr. Brown. That blizzard was pretty cold. Brian, I hope you're doing good, buddy.
Yeah, good hearing from you, old broadcasting guy there. And then basketball. This is impressive. Boys and girls basketball teams defeated Worth County last night. First games of the regular season. Girls won 57-33.
Wow.
Boys won 63-52.
Wow.
I got something for the people out there that's on with us right quick.
Okay.
Flip through and find out when the first time that both of our basketball teams were undefeated through week 1.
Whoa. Do you know when that is?
I don't. But I want to know.
Trick question.
That's a really good question, though. It's been a while. Well, hey, congratulations to the coaches and the players. And the thing is, too, now there's a double handful of football players that'll be playing on the basketball team that aren't out there
But
yet.
now, Gracie's been to a lot of their games. You know, she played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But Gracie said our girls look really good. And she said our boys are super quick.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a couple players that are really tall. We really don't usually have.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually look like a
real basketball
team. So now we can get the ball in the paint and get it to a guy that can score. And so new basketball coach for the
Coach
boys.
Hopkins.
Coach Hopkins doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to
Fantastic
getting to
guy.
meet him. I have not gotten to meet him. I want to get to meet him.
Yep.
I want him to call in. I want him to talk.
Oh, we're going
talk
to
basketball.
We're going to, and Coach Maston as well.
Absolutely. And
Coach
Maston
Maston
too.
is phenomenal.
That is
He's
a
such a
funny
good
dude.
guy. He's funny. He tickles me.
Oh yeah.
But I got to listen to the interview. Richard Fawcett interviewed Coach Hopkins for the Tailgate Show a handful of weeks back. Fantastic guy, and heart in the right place. We did good. Central did real good.
All right, I got your stat for you.
Do you got it?
Yep.
What did you Google that?
2022.
In 2022?
Really?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Not as far as back as I thought.
But I guarantee you, if you go through it like 3 weeks, that number goes way back. And so probably if you go like 3 weeks, it's probably like 2009, the last time the boys won the regional championship.
Well, that was the last time we had height.
Now, that
Because
was
you had
the
Ray
two.
Drew.
Right.
Well, didn't you have what year did we have the two big white boys that were twins?
That was about that time.
Man, them guys they called them the Twin
Yeah,
Towers.
they went to Thomas University and played. I
Man, they
remember.
went. I'm telling
They
you,
were good.
we went to the semis.
Yeah, they were good.
I believe
Yeah.
we went to the semis.
They were
that
good.
year, man.
Really, really good.
I think they were coach's sons or something.
I can't remember.
Man, them boys are good. Huh?
Yeah, really good. But anyway, congratulations to the basketball team. If you get a chance, go
Absolutely.
out there and support them. And by the way, last night was Veterans Day. All military public service members in attendance were recognized. The boys will travel to Community Leaders Academy tomorrow. I don't know where that is. And then both teams will be at Bainbridge next Tuesday, November 19th. Keep it up, Jackets. You good, Brian? He's frozen. He's had too much of a blizzard.
Too much blizzard.
That's it.
Got a brain
frozen
freeze.
right there. You good?
Let it go.
Yeah,
You want me to bring you that book by John Finkel?
Yeah.
And those of you who missed that, I want to double back. Now, we're not going to get into that story.
Okay.
But if you are a Yellow Jacket or you know somebody that's a Yellow Jacket that you are looking for gift stuff with, I mean, we're 6 weeks away from Christmas.
Yep.
Look up the book, The Athlete by John Finkel about Charlie Ward. It is as in-depth a biography of a sports guy as you're ever going to see. And it is chock full of Thomas County Central stuff, flat out.
And it just makes you feel good. It made me feel good that I felt like just
A book you
oh,
could
no,
relate to.
man,
Yeah.
I could relate to
Yeah.
every.
Well, there's
every,
names in it,
almost
you know.
everything you start reading about it, and all of a sudden you can put yourself in there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
you're hearing names and things that you know. I mean, you're talking about Coach Eugene Connor, talking about Charlie Ward Sr., talking about Miss Willard, and then talks
Man,
about
you-
all the kids.
You're
And
talking
then,
about a group of coaches, man, that I got coached by Coach Connor, Coach Coleman,
Mhm.
Van Cowart.
Mhm.
Coach
Coach Potter was in there.
Well, Potter didn't coach me, but I had Coach Hicks
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
and oh God, man,
Yeah.
what Coach Ward?
Yeah.
Dude, man,
That's
they
Hall of
didn't
Fame
get no
stuff.
better than that.
That's
man.
Hall of Fame
I'm
stuff.
telling you, I got coached by the greatest people.
I'm with you. And they're
My
all in.
hat's
They're
off
all
to
in
it.
that book. They're all in there. So anyway, just get
We've got
you
to
one.
get Coach Coleman.
Yeah. Yep. Good thought. All right, picks. As it is 8:10 almost.
We'll do a recruiting
We just
update
gotta
first.
change
It
it
ain't gonna
to
take
the
long. It's
90-minute hour here.
We'll do recruit update first. Won't take long though.
Yeah, I love the recruiting stuff.
Travis McClellan Jr. offered from Lincoln University in Minnesota West College this week.
And just to let everybody know, Travis is an offensive guard
Yep.
Mhm.
for
Yep.
our offensive line.
Koye Rawls got an offer from University of Pikeville.
What's up, Wit?
The locksmith is what they're calling him because he locks them down.
You right.
That's what I'm saying.
No seatbelts required.
No,
Only the locksmith.
it's locked down. Don't even need to see.
I love it.
A.J. Clark, offer from Reinhardt University and University of Pikeville also.
Imagine that. Oh,
No surprise.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Great.
Yep. AJ to me has been such a great story this year, and he ran so good in that Coffee County game.
Yep. It
There's
looked
a
like
little bit
the
of
way you used to look.
Yep. There's a little bit of giddy up to him that we just have not seen.
Well, at least another one of those players we're talking about peaking at the right time, and all of a sudden he just every game better and better. Really, I think kind of once it's solidified, okay, I am the backup running back now. I have got to kind of elevate me just a little bit more, and it seems like he has really finally taken to that running back role more
Well,
so.
here's the thing: is I don't see it. I don't see it that way as a backup.
Well, I use that term loosely. He's the number two.
Because our coach, he just wants to run them enough that when the fourth quarter comes,
They're fresh.
they
Yeah.
both fresh.
Yeah.
So whether if you take a series, you take a
Yeah.
series, and
Yeah.
and then we'll go with the hot hand for a little bit,
Right.
and then all of a sudden
I
we
use
got
that term backup loosely.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But because Deuce is 1A.
Right.
And
Right.
AJ's probably 1B. I think that's a fair way of putting it. But I love the way Coach Rogers describes the difference between Deuce and AJ. With Deuce, you got to catch him.
That's right.
If there's a crack, then
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
But with AJ, you have to make a business decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because he's bringing a load. He's a big youngin' and runs very physically. And it's a
But
nice
I'm telling
combo.
you now,
Nice combo.
If he gets a crack, he's hard to catch.
Oh,
too.
no.
Yeah,
He can
yeah.
go flat out. Okay, so let's hear the
Picks.
game picks.
Okay, game picks. Here we go.
All right. First one, we'll go easy here. Houston County at Clark Central.
Houston.
Oh, Casey's even picking.
Hey, I'll
Go
get
on,
in.
look.
I'll
Casey's
get in the
in,
playoffs.
Casey's in.
Okay.
Houston.
I'll tell you, before,
Clean sweep. I'm taking
before we
them too.
start this, do we want to, like you said, are we going to scrape them clean? And
It
Randy
doesn't
won-
matter. It's up to
Randy
y'all.
won
I'm the region
regular
champion.
season champ. And now
I'm
we
the
go
number one
clean
seed.
because Casey wants to
Yeah,
get in
you
now.
can. We can. He can claim that, but we'll just keep adding to the score if you want
That's
to do
fine.
that.
I'm the
Yeah.
number one seed going into the playoffs.
Number one seed.
That'll work.
All right. So clean sweep. I'm picking Houston as well.
So
All
you
right.
got to play Casey.
Warner Robins 7-3 at Marist. That is undefeated 10-0.
Marist.
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 That was.
That yell wasn't on there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do
Man, I'm
think
taking
that
Marist.
game will be closer than people are thinking, though.
Okay.
I think it's going to be closer than folks are thinking. But Marist is just really, really good this
I
year.
think you
They're
need to
good
be-
every year.
You
What
need
the heck
to
am I
be
saying?
rethinking. You need to do.
Okay. So you think it's going to be a blowout? It's Warner Robbins.
I don't know if Warner Robbins can score on.
I think
Yeah.
it's going. I
These
think it's
dudes
going
are
to be on the
good.
verge of one. That's
Okay.
my opinion.
Okay.
but-
Okay.
All right. 8-2 Coffee County at 8-2 Jackson County.
I'm going coffee.
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 The coffee's way too strong.
It's not decaf.
It's not decaf
Alright.
this week.
Oh, y'all can take them. I'm taking Jackson County then.
Okay.
There's Whit right there. She's checking in.
I knew it, Whit. I knew you was out there.
The moment he started talking about Okoye and we were talking about the locksmith, I knew it was just a matter of time before we were going to see from him. Congratulations, by the way, on the scholarship offer, and there will be more coming, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Bryce.
All right. 8-2 Valdosta at 7-3 Walton.
I think could be, in my opinion, the game of the week.
Now
State.
we'll that's assuming Valdosta's quarterback's
Help
healed
Robinson.
Mhm.
because he was not in the
I'm
Lowndes game
telling
from
you
what
what,
I've heard.
help. Man,
Mm.
how did that? How has this happened? How are they playing in the first round?
Yeah, I know. That's one of those matchups that,
That's
with the power ranking thing doesn't happen.
this is crazy, man. Because you're talking about who are they playing?
Walton.
Walton played for the state championship last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Had the biggest man I ever seen in my life
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Went to Georgia.
Yeah.
He's probably the biggest guy in Georgia.
Just so happened to be a 2 and a 3, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, it is absolutely crazy.
And how that year, every year it rotates on what region faces what region in the first
And
round.
Valdosta is what? 8-3.
7-3.
8-2.
8-2.
8-2.
Yeah, Walton 7-3.
Whoa.
Valdosta lost to
Yeah.
And
Lowndes
they're a
and
3
Richmond.
seed.
They're 3. Yeah.
And Moultrie got the 1.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Walton. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go Walton. Just
I got Butterfinger in my throat.
Hate when that happens.
Easy.
I'm telling you right now, if Robinson don't play, Walton wins that game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
picking
agree.
Walton.
Yeah.
I'm
I
picking
agree.
Walton.
Yeah.
That's just a tough draw for Valdosta. I'm sorry.
Let's put it this way: if Valdosta folks are watching, we want the Cats to win that football
Absolutely.
game.
I'm
No question.
all the
But
way.
since we got to
All the way.
pick,
You know, I'm
Felton
gonna say,
Shelton, if you're listening, buddy, I
yeah,
hope
we
y'all
want
win.
you guys to win it flat out.
and I think what's the quarterback's name? Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah, I think he. I mean, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he did not play like the last quarter in the Lions.
No, yeah,
game.
it's been a while.
Or last or the second half of Lions. Game.
But
An off week
And
probably
yeah.
done
he's
him a lot
had
of good.
two-
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
going into Friday, he'll have 2 off weeks.
That's right.
So I'm gonna take Valdosta on the fact of he'll be healthy.
Healthy
And-
enough.
And two,
I hope so.
Okay.
and two, the little Burrow losing the Lambs.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
probably didn't feel.
I'm gonna
good
take.
either.
I'm taking.
And they've got
Valdosta
a
as well.
phenomenal team now.
Heck yeah, they got a good team. Man.
Taking who, Brian?
Valdosta.
Casey, who you taking?
Walton.
I got Walton.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
But I think that's going to be a fantastic
Mhm.
football
I
game.
think
And,
it's the
It'll be
best
closer
matchup.
than-
and again, Cats, we're pulling for you.
Yeah.
It's just I'm concerned about the health of the
in my
quarterback
opinion,
and how much
best
difference that's
game
made.
in the state.
yeah, I think everybody over there in Valdosta tell you that too. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it all rides on if he plays
Yeah, if
and is healthy,
Mhm.
move
Okay.
around good.
What else you got?
All right, 7-3 Mill Creek at 8-2 Douglas County. I'm taking Douglas County.
Mill Creek.
I'll go Douglas. Very offensive football team. Not like bad offensive. I mean, they have a lot of offensive
I got you.
firepower.
Mill Creek.
All right, Casey.
Mill Creek.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Last one.
That's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
is that it?
Well, I want you, before we
Oh,
get
Lord.
out of the Valdosta mode, to talk about Valdosta State.
Absolutely. Valdosta State undefeated, playing for the Gulf South Championship Saturday
Mhm.
at home. You get a chance to go over. All you alumni that's went to Valdosta State, go over there and back Valdosta.
That's my school.
I'm there too.
Just,
Proud Blazer.
Hey, I,
man,
I graduated with Kenny Moore. This is corner safety at Indianapolis Colt.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He showed up
But
that night. That was awesome.
But I think that's so awesome about where we live.
Especially for Valdosta and all the stuff that they've gone
And
through.
They have been through.
Now, how many of our guys are over there? We got any Central guys there?
Yeah, yeah. You got the offensive lineman. You got
he's
Ty
been-
Brown.
Ty Brown.
Ty Brown's been offensive
Player of the
Yeah.
week.
Gulf Coast
Yeah.
Player of the Week. a
Yeah.
couple
and
times.
then I want to say we got one more guy over there too, don't we?
All right, y'all help me out.
I thought we
all
had
the
2 or
folks
3
watching.
on the
It
team.
seems like we had
Uh,
more than one. I know, but Ty,
I know Ty. Yeah,
he has shown out.
a
Where-
very much a standout
Well-
player for them.
How about the big lineman we had a couple years ago? Is he back?
Rebels?
Yeah. Did he go to Valdosta
I
State?
don't know. I don't think so. I
Valdosta.
can't. I
That's-
thought we
that's-
had. I thought we had a couple.
Yep.
But regardless,
Now there may be some Bulldogs over there.
Yeah.
There's
Thomasville
yeah.
may have a couple guys over there.
Well, most of the South Georgia guys make up that roster. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where they recruit the
That's
best. So, congratulations
But
to the
my
Blazers.
hat's off to them for going undefeated, man.
Well, they do a really good job of the local recruiting because they get eyes on them every week. But the second thing is the guys that aren't necessarily going to D1 or the guys that maybe don't have the capability to go D1 just quite yet.
Yep.
They're able to snatch them and kind of groom them into really being just standout
tell you,
players.
Then they can
They're
grab
in-
that good NIL deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well-
Hey, they're in the right city to find some. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, why do you think they're as good as they are? I mean, they are
Yeah.
in one of the most traditional powerhouse
Now, they
cities in the state of Georgia.
They travel 75 to look for some too.
Oh
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Both ways.
and 84.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm real proud of them for being undefeated.
About 122.
Pavo Road,
84, 122, 75,
202.
10. It don't matter.
County Line Road, Egg and Butter
I
Road.
guarantee you they some off 202.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Dixie Chastain.
Mm.
Five Forks. Here we go.
Ooh,
Guys, it is 8:20. What are we doing?
I don't know, but
All
it's
right,
good. whatever
Before
it
we
is.
get out of here, let's thank Dairy Queen. That joker's had too much sugar today. Let's thank Dairy Queen one more time. And pull that fancy graphic up there.
Dairy
There you go.
Queen?
Yeah. Greg Davis and those guys taking care of us with the Butterfinger Blizzards tonight.
Oh man,
I
it
got
was
a
so
problem.
good. Uh-oh.
Mine's gone.
I think every one of them's gone.
But I'm gonna tell you, man.
Daggum Casey was wearing his. I know that.
Hey.
That's just saying.
I
Save it
heard,
for later.
I heard his let me tell you, Casey Spoon went. And it was like, like that first fish you catch. They say if you hear him flop around in there a couple times, you're fitting to get a nerd. And I kept looking for a nerd.
Well, you remember when we used to have the camera on him, and it was like like when you FaceTime or whatever, you Zoom call. If he had a camera on him now, they'd been the splash zone. Is what it would be.
Absolutely.
He wore. He's beeping us out. Wore something that coordinated with his Blizzard. So I mean, that's good thinking. Guys, Friday night, first round of the playoffs at the Jackets Nest, Thomas County Central, Winder Barrow. And here's the thing. Not everybody gets to participate in the playoffs. And I remember a handful of years ago, in the last 33 years, we've had one season we didn't make it. And I will never forget that year. It was like there was a hole in you, sitting back and watching from the outside looking in at everybody else playing.
Yep.
Don't take it for granted, fans. You need to be out there.
They ran a thing in the
I saw it in the Georgia High School
the
football
longest
day.
streaks. Do you remember who's the number one team on there?
Was it Marist?
Marist.
Yep. It's like 42 years, 43 years.
Almost 50 years they have not.
Almost as long as since Chadwick's been there.
Oh, yeah.
Brian,
he's
Hey,
Brian,
now
I'm gonna tell
Chadwick,
you something I don't miss.
is Chadwick the head coach again, or is he?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still there.
Because didn't the guy step in for a couple years?
He's the head coach. He's been there the whole time.
Okay.
Chadwick
man.
took over. He was an assistant and took over as a head coach
In
at-
86.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that a couple years ago that Coach Chadwick kind of stepped back. But-
No, or not that
okay.
I'm aware of.
Okay.
I,
I mean,
I guess it's
yeah.
possible, but
But I'm telling you, one of the highlights of me doing this with the football team and stuff, and I don't know why it is, but because there's been a lot of good ones. But when I introduced Joe Burns, Coach Alan Chadwick, and to look on his coach's face, and I'll never remember what he looked at. I said, Coach Chadwick, I wanted to introduce you to Joe Burns. And he said, did you have to do this before the game? Of course, he laughed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he shook and they hugged,
Yep.
bro hugged. And it was like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the guy that kept me from.
Yep.
Because Joe Burns was
well,
unbelievable.
and
Those teams were really
Yep.
good. I don't want to single anybody out.
I've shared this before. Not that I didn't respect Coach Chadwick before, but whenever we're at the visitation thing for Coach Pilcher and he comes walking in, that said everything I needed to know about
That
his
would have
character.
sent some chills down my spine there.
Yeah, and doggone Bill Wilhelm made it a point to make sure that I met him.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to impede on the guy. And he said, don't talk. I don't want to hear your voice. I've heard it too much. I don't want to hear it. So clearly, at some point along the line, they had been watching videos online or something. I don't know. But just a super duper guy. Fantastic.
So I go to Joe's house, right?
Mhm.
Beautiful house.
Last year,
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the state championship.
Mhm.
game. Beautiful house and just a beautiful family.
Joe's done well.
And Joe says, oh, Coach, by the way, Coach Chadwick lives right down the road from me. He said, I see him sometimes at the clubhouse. I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He said, no, he don't know who I am,
He does now.
but then I introduced him. But
That's good
how
stuff.
cool is that?
Yeah, that's
now,
good.
how in the heck
Yep.
Joe Burns and him live in the same
Yeah,
neighborhood
that's good stuff.
Right.
That's good stuff.
at the end of the chapter?
Well, again, Friday night, another chapter is going to be written, and we need all of the Jacket Nation out there blowing, making noise, be there loud and proud. 5:30 tailgate show will come on, and then of course we'll be live from the stadium around 6:30, 6:45.
You know, I wanted to add a little ribbon here to our fans. You know, I was reading a thing on the event. I try not to go on there,
Yeah,
but Winder Bear keeps asking, which I don't know how many people they'll bring. I don't look for them to bring 50, but they keep saying that they don't think it's true about all the how loud it is and all that. They're not worried about
That's
it.
what Coffee County said too.
I said okay. So I don't know why you'd make a statement on there like that, but whatever.
They'll find out.
Yeah.
So we need to prove it to them.
So
But
the
anyway,
challenge has been made here.
6:55 will be the Hall of Fame induction, and then we will be live on the air with the game about 7:30. Live stream will be available. It's $15. Isn't
Yeah.
that correct?
It is
For the state
$15
playoffs.
for
Yes,
state playoffs.
for the playoffs. So make sure that, again, if you're not going to be there, you can watch it, but we need everybody there.
Absolutely.
Not tomorrow, but Friday.
Friday.
Listen to me. God, what am I
I'm
doing?
telling
I
y'all,
do
got
know
me
there's-
messed up now.
There's still
No,
some
no.
tickets, and then there should be some blue seats
Okay.
still for sale.
Awesome. Awesome.
Wow.
We need them
For the
filled
game.
up.
I was gonna say too. I was telling Brian a minute ago. I was like, or one thing I don't miss him doing having to calculate tiebreakers and all that, and what ifs
You
to
ain't
get in the
lying.
playoffs.
Yeah.
You remember it was like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
4-ish
Well,
years you done that.
We
already.
need this to
the
happen.
year-
yeah.
The year that I figured out we were not going to be in the playoffs, so we had one more game to play, but there was no way we could
You
make
had
it
like
in.
17 circumstances how we still
And
could.
no, that was the game before. I said we won't make it in. He said, Randy said that can't be right. I said, Randy, we cannot make it in, and it come out to be that was the case because of tiebreakers and everything else. But the thought in our heads, knowing that the next week that was going to be the last game we were going to
Oh
go,
man,
and not that's the thing with playoffs.
you never
We
know.
fully expect to make it every week. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless how bad your team or how good your team is, you fully expect to make it the next week.
That's right.
Yep.
And Randy, go ahead and make the
Yeah.
comment again. I think you do a good job of those folks that have the blue tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can't come.
if you are a business owner, which we understand that a lot of those blue seats are purchased by area
And we
businesses,
got a couple days before
right?
games.
And listen, thank you. I mean, because
Riley
look-
Frassou is the other.
Rasu.
That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you aren't going to use your tickets, please let the high school know, and they can let some deserving teachers or students have those seats and fill them up. We need the place full.
Yep.
And again, we not by any means dissing the support and the fact that you're buying those tickets,
Absolutely.
but we need people in those seats.
Yep.
So if you know you're not going to use them, let the high school know so we can find some folks who will. Bottom line.
Yep.
Guys, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Doggo, we'll be here all night. Casey Massey, thank you, as
Thank you.
always. Bryce, Brian, Jamie Majors, Greg Davis, Dairy Queen. Appreciate it, as always.
Randy Young.
Well.
Randy Young.
And be there Friday night, loud and proud. We'll see you on the radio. Until then, for the whole crew, what's that?
The bodiless horseman.
The bodiless
You got a
horseman.
head, you just don't have a body.
Good night. Good night.
We're done.
Good night.
Game over.